Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Last time around we had His Name is Diavolo, where basically Doppio was helping Bucciarati get to the Colosseum. Bucciarati didn't realize that he was Doppio. He can only see auras now, the essence of a soul. So he recognized Doppio's soul and the boss's aura as Trish. Not important though, because what was important is that they did meet. With Polnareff. However, the boss took over Doppio's body and went in to attack Polnareff, and it seemed that at the last second, Polnareff pierced Silver Chariot with the arrow, and some new form has shown up. So yeah. But that is pretty much it. So I'm very curious to see where we are going with this. But yeah, with that said, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Here we go. Okay, Chariot Requiem. Chariot Requiem. Okay. Now, this episode is titled The Requiem Quietly Plays Part 1. And they make emphasis to say that Silver Chariot has become Chariot Requiem. Is that going to be the name of this? The name of this evolution? Requiem? That's a badass name. That's a badass word to put there, so. Okay. So that was a lot. Hold on. Excuse me. That was a lot. That was quite a lot of stuff to drop, and also the fact that everybody's body has been swapped, and ending on seeing Diavolo running into the Colosseum only for Zipperman to show up, meaning it's Bucciarati. But that can only mean that Diavolo's soul is now in Bucciarati's body. But if that's the case, I mean, Trish should have felt that then, you know? Trish confirmed that he's not there, you know? Trish confirmed that he's not there, so I don't know how that works, but yeah. Alright. Silver Chariot Requiem. Wow. I mean, can we just also first acknowledge how nice it is to have a tarot stand back? I kind of missed them, you know? Because the tarot stands, it was such a cool naming scheme that they were all, you know, based on the tarot cards. But then pretty much immediately after, actually even before that, you know, when you started getting Vanilla Ice and his stand Cream, and then part 4 and part 5, it's like, it's music now. And it's like, oh, okay. And that's not a problem. It's fine, you know? It's just, I really did enjoy the tarot stand names, you know? And Silver Chariot was always that's a good name. I like that. So now, Silver Chariot Requiem. Interesting. With a power to swap souls. So Mista and Trish have swapped, which is freaking Trish the fuck out. Narancia and Giorno have swapped, and Polnareff and the turtle have swapped. This means the turtle's gonna be dead, you know? Unless, I mean, I guess if they defeat Chariot Requiem, the point is that they have to take the arrow away. They have to take the arrow away, and then it should revert back into Silver Chariot. everyone will return to their bodies. Unfortunately, that means Polnareff will be dead because his body is already dead, and I think it's already too late for Giorno to try to save him, you know? But yeah, Chariot Requiem. So Silver Chariot, which is a stand that has, its special ability, which this is the other thing about Silver Chariot. This is back before special abilities were really a thing, Like, they existed, but they weren't that amazing. Like, everybody's got a special ability now, and they're always crazy, But back then, Silver Chariot's an old school stand where it's like, what's his special ability? A sword, That's it, Back when Star Platinum, what's his special ability? He punches. Of course, later you realize he has the ability to stop time, but that's only much later. Or, Magician's Red and Hermit Purple were probably the most, special of them, because Hermit Purple had divinity, and Magician's Red just had fire, Oh, excuse me. Hierophant Green, it had the Emerald Splash. I don't know how special an ability that was when you really stop and think about it. It was always fun. I love every time you shout it, but it didn't really do much, Like, considering we've had protagonists that have the abilities of restoration and life creation, yeah, Emerald Splash and Sword are not as impressive. So now, a stand whose full ability was Sword can now swap the souls of people within a certain, I assume a certain radius. Maybe it might be everybody on Earth, I don't know. But it puts everybody to sleep, and when they wake up, their souls have been swapped. Now, because it's specifically souls, see, I was thinking that they were going to have to, learn how to use each other's stands. But that's not it. Their stands, luckily, they're embedded into their souls. So if your soul moves, you still have your stand. Which is good. Otherwise, Diavolo would probably be fucked, He'd have zippers. And unless you're Bucciarati, I don't think you can make that work. So yeah, kind of a weird ability. Now, they sort of made it sound like this was the ability that the arrow gives, but I don't think that's it. And especially, too, because, okay, see, the more they talk about this, the less the other arrow that pierced Kira a second time makes sense, But whatever. But okay, so Requiem, a Requiem stand, if that's what we're calling it, a Requiem stand seems to be temporary. It seems to be a temporary thing where, because, they even showed that Chariot, and I also love how stupid, the situation for that was. It's like, okay, why would Silver Chariot accidentally cut itself on this arrow? I guess we could call it the Requiem arrow. Why would it do that? Well, it had fallen behind a chest of drawers, and Polnareff was having some difficulty getting it. So, he decided to be clever and use Silver Chariot. Unfortunately, it got a tiny little cut on its finger and became Chariot Requiem. However, it does seem to be temporary, because once Chariot evolved into Chariot Requiem, Polnareff, as soon as he took the Requiem arrow back, Chariot Requiem melted away, and he was just plain old Silver Chariot again. So it's not a permanent thing. So it's a lot like Mega Evolutions, actually, although I'm pretty sure this came first. So yeah, that's something. Mega Evolutions. Cool. So, the ability, though, kind of weird. Now, we do see in the intro And sometimes I feel like I shouldn't bring this up, but it's in the fucking intro, so I'm going to bring it up anyway. We do see Giorno piercing himself with the arrow. At least it looks like he is. It looks like he pierces himself with the arrow. So, I'm curious if that will happen, you know? If that will get us Golden Wind Requiem. And if it does, what the fuck is its ability gonna be? Because that's the thing, you know? That's the thing, is that if it gives you an ability, and it apparently sounds like it can be anything. It's not like it gave Polnareff 2 swords, you know? Actually, it didn't look like it gave him any swords. It gave him a hat. He sacrificed his sword for a hat. And it's cool. I like it. It looks cool, but it's weird. But yeah. So if we have... And of course we do have... I suppose there's the possibility, like, what if the other stands get Requiems? What's 6 bullets Requiem? Maybe they're all just, like, people-sized. Oh, that'd be, like, nightmare fuel. Like, 6 tall dudes. Tall, yellow, cocaine dudes. Ugh. Be terrible. That would also be terrible if that happened while Mista was still in Trisha's body, because you know the fan art would be coming for that. I'm sorry. My mind... I've lost my way, apparently, to think things like this. Should we cut that out? Maybe we should cut that section out. I don't know. Probably not, though. Probably not. I've definitely, over this past year, I've evolved into I have now become a Requiem form. I am degenerate Requiem. Let's call it that. Oh, God. I say that. I'm not nearly as bad as some anime fans. That's not even a dig on anime fans, because there are people, hey, it's fine. You know? As long as you ain't hurting anybody, you be degenerate all you want, but there are way more degenerates out there than just me, so... Anywho. So yeah, I mean, and Giorno's ability already is ridiculous. That is, like, he can create life. Like, well, shit. Isn't that amazing, you know? It's like, geez, it's a good thing this didn't air, like, this didn't actually, like, this wasn't an anime in the 90s, or else the televangelist would be coming for you. Jiminy. Actually, I could see that, because obviously, you know, no televangelist is going to talk about some, you know, niche manga in the 90s, but if this came out in the 90s and was as popular as it is now, I feel like it would be a thing. They'd probably talk about just anime in general, though. Or they'd be too fixated on Pokemon. Yeah. And Harry Potter. Meh. Anyway. Yeah. So, if we got Golden Wind Requiem, what would that even be? I don't know. And then there's the other question. If there was a King Crimson Requiem, what would that be? I have no idea what would that be. By the way, are they ever going to answer the question of what the hell is Diavolo? Because they had the whole thing of like, oh, he kept his mother alive under the floorboards for years. She never ate, but she was kept alive. Also, it's like a miraculous birth because she hadn't seen a man in 2 years or something, and suddenly, like, overnight was 9 months pregnant. And it's like, are they ever going to go back to that and explain it? I don't know. Maybe that'll be another Araki Forgot. I don't know. Man, Mista's first instinct is like the friggin' live-action Scooby-Doo movie when Fred Freaky Fridays into Daphne's body is just to touch himself. And it's like, okay, man. Was it Fred or maybe it was Shaggy? I don't know. I haven't watched that fucking movie in fucking a long time, and I don't feel like going back to it anyway. Yeah, but that's it though, isn't it? It's Freaky Friday. It's Freaky Friday. That's... Silver Chariot, one of the original stands in Part 3. Its special Requiem ability is just Freaky Friday. Except with, instead of Jamie Lee Curtis, it's Diavolo. Wait, that's weird. Alright. But, here comes Bucciarati. I love that the first time they finally see Diavolo's face, it's Bucciarati. It's Bucciarati in his body, you know? But I love that, too, that immediately once Bucciarati wakes up and realizes that he's within Diavolo's body, I mean, he realizes he can move, so he friggin' hauls ass and gets over there. I didn't even know, like, does he even know what he's doing? Does he even know what he's doing? I don't think he heard any of that, you know? I don't think he heard any of what Polnareff was saying through the turtle, which, that's also just really funny. Just hearing Polnareff's voice coming out of that turtle is really funny. But yeah, it's like he just friggin' hauls ass over to the Coliseum, and just as soon as he sees Chariot Requiem, he just busts out Zipper Man, like, alright, let's fucking go, man. He's friggin' all hyped up on adrenaline. He's finally got a decent body back. Oh, man. The only thing is, I bet, is like, it'd be better if he had a different body, and then, well, no, that doesn't work, does it? I was gonna make some sort of a joke about, him and Trish, shipping him and Trish, because, I mean, he did offer a house for her in the last episode. He offered it to Doppio, unfortunately, but he thought he was offering it to Trish. But Diavolo and Trish, you don't want that to hook up, and also Mista's in there right now, so you really don't want that. Man, why can't I go through one anime episode without things getting weird? I mean, I guess it's JoJo's, so I don't know, but I've been like bringing up particularly weird things to say recently, so I need to work on that a bit. Anyway, Requiem, that's a thing. Cool. That's great. We have 5 episodes left of this, of part 5. So, you know, let's see how deep we can dive into this whole Requiem thing. I don't know. What is with this arrow, by the way? How did this happen where it's like all the other arrows are just arrows, and then this one, it's like, no, this one's special. This one gives you weird stuff on top of your stand, you know? Despite the fact that that's not the same thing that happened to Kira. Kira, I guess, had this, but it wasn't a temporary thing. He kept Bites the Dust the entire time. And B, that was just a normal arrow, so how does that work? I don't know, but I guess we'll find out next time. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on the screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.